Hello again. So this is day 1 of self-recording. I am challenging myself with 21 days of self-recording. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I have noticed since I have started process, obviously writing is presented as such a tool, really to expose, what is moving within me and what I exist as and what I have existed as. And writing for me has always been so healing, and I have found it to be a great tool to assist me. But it's interesting because now where I see how it's effective, and I see how I can specifically look at certain things in my writing, there's this point of resistance that comes up, I don't want to write, so I'm doing these self-recordings as a point of standing within myself, forcing myself to take an action, because if I'm not willing to write, then I'm going to make myself be willing to do something. Well, it's more like I have found with when I cut my hair, there was a lot of fear towards cutting my hair. Obviously, I had a lot of excuses I was giving myself and reasons why I shouldn't do it, and it's just excuses. But I chose from that point to stand up and move myself. I directed myself within that fear and said, no, this is what I'm doing. Yes, I see myself resisting it, but I need to push through that, and I did it. And it was a really cool experience, and I'm glad I did it. And so it's kind of what I'm doing here with this. If I'm finding resistance in writing, so I am putting myself out there in my face kind of thing. Let me do 21 days of self-recording. Let me observe myself for 21 days within these, and hopefully I can bring myself to a point where there is no longer resistance. Yeah. So obviously there's some uncomfortability within being on camera, and I feel like if I'm not willing to write to myself about how I exist as, then maybe I would like telling everyone else, so I'm just going to take it slow. I'm just going to talk about how I've been experiencing myself and see what points come up. So just let it go and let it be what it is, and no pressure, but me every day for 21 days. Yeah, so I guess this is day 1, and how I experience myself currently is I feel relaxed right now. I'm happy that I'm doing this. I don't know. I like seeing myself on camera in a sense where I can really tell by my face what I'm really thinking. It's cool to be able to look back on the video and see if there was any points that I wasn't completely myself, or if I was projecting anything, with my words or my face. So it should be interesting. Yeah. What else? I don't know. I like being here. I did experience, I don't know, a couple days ago, I chose to force myself through some sleeping habits. I tend to believe myself to be a heavy sleeper, and I need my sleep, and I'm not a morning person, and I need this amount of hours of sleep. And I remember seeing some videos that Anne had posted when she had stayed up for, I think it was like almost 40 hours, and she had uploaded some videos periodically just to, share her experience within not sleeping. I did that. I stayed up for about 36 hours. I didn't record anything during that experience, but it was interesting to observe myself in that there were certain times where I felt myself tired. But it was more like my eyes wanted to droop, and like my whole kind of emotional state was like, just like I felt like a zombie or whatever. But if I just breathed and, contained myself here, or kept myself here, and didn't think about it, it stopped, and then, all of a sudden I was back, and I was alert, and I was fine. So it was kind of cool to be able to push myself through some of those points with sleeping. And when I did eventually go to sleep, I had thought maybe I would end up sleeping for like 48 hours or something, but I didn't. I slept 6 hours, and I was fine, and it's cool. I also noticed too, in staying awake and forcing myself awake, after about 24 hours, there was, I just observed that the movement within me, as far as my mind goes, like certain thoughts and, just the chatter within and whatever is happening, it slowed down, or it stopped, and it wasn't as chaotic as it usually is. And it was cool because I was able to see more specifically what actually was moving, what kind of thoughts were moving, and where my attention was being directed. So that was kind of cool. And yeah. So it's cool because from the time I made my first video ever to now, I can see a change as far as I was so new to all of what was being presented by Destiny, and I felt very overwhelmed, like I said before. And even after that, I still, felt like I needed to be at a specific point within myself already, and I didn't allow myself any room or time to really soak in what was being said, and to come to really realize what is here within me. So I have noticed in the last couple, I would say, probably in the last like week or two, I have become more aware of myself as a mind, meaning I have noticed certain movements come up within me, like anger and spite, and I have observed myself take action from that point. So the fact that I'm observing that says a lot to me, because, before I would just take action. This is just what it was. It was so systematic, and it was just a reaction, it was so automatic. Obviously that's not me, because now I'm able to see how I'm doing that. So it's cool. I have a lot more patience with myself lately. Taking it easy and keeping it simple, and just allowing myself to express myself. And if I take action from a certain point, not to beat myself up for it, but to forgive myself, and just realize that I have existed this way for a very long time, for a long time, and it's going to take some time to sort it all out. So I'm working with that.